It was Christmas night, a time when joy and laughter usually filled homes. But in one quiet neighborhood, that joy turned into terror. The Miller family's holiday celebration was interrupted by a stranger, a man who would come to be known only as the Christmas Killer. On that night, he struck with a cold, calculated cruelty that shocked everyone who heard of it. He entered the home not just to steal or frighten, but to terrorize. The family heard the first signs of danger in the form of loud bangs and shouts. Doors were forced open, and the warmth of Christmas lights couldn't hide the sudden darkness descending over the household. He moved swiftly, taking control of the scene with a terrifying precision, targeting his victims in ways that left investigators puzzled for decades. He didn't simply commit a crime of passion. His actions were deliberate and cruel. He forced the family into the living room, taking advantage of their fear, making them watch as he destroyed the very symbols of their holiday celebration. Gifts were ripped apart, decorations smashed, and the smell of fear hung thick in the air. He seemed to feed on their terror, prolonging the nightmare rather than ending it quickly. And then came the violence. One by one, he attacked, leaving behind injuries that were horrifying in their randomness and brutality. There was no mercy, no explanation, just a chilling demonstration of power and control. Some family members managed to hide or escape, but the scars, both physical and emotional, would remain for the rest of their lives. After the attack, he vanished, leaving behind a scene so gruesome that the town would talk about it for decades. But he didn't just leave physical evidence, he left a psychological wound. The terror of knowing that a stranger could strike so viciously in the middle of a night meant for celebration lingered far longer than the crime itself. For 40 years, law enforcement pieced together his methods from witness statements, forensic evidence, and the few clues he had carelessly, or perhaps intentionally, left behind. The horror of what he did was compounded by the fact that he returned year after year in memory. Families across the town would relive the attack in whispers, imagining him breaking into their homes, shattering their sense of safety. The Christmas Killer's acts were a blueprint of fear, calculated, unpredictable, and hauntingly intimate, striking at the core of what people hold dear. What made his crimes even more terrifying was the randomness of his targets. He didn't just go after strangers on the street. He invaded homes, destroyed celebrations, and left families to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. And yet, for all the destruction he caused, for all the lives he traumatized, he disappeared without a trace, leaving investigators and the public alike wondering how someone could commit such acts and vanish completely. Every detail of that night, every action he took, became a story retold in horror, a lesson in fear. The Christmas Killer didn't just commit a crime, he made an entire town fear Christmas itself. He taught that terror could arrive dressed in normalcy, that the most sacred times are not always safe, and that monsters can hide behind the most ordinary doors.